So hi everyone, this is the biggest lab for CCNA and CCNP student. Okay, if you are preparing for CCNA, CCNP or any other Cisco certifications, but you don't have idea that how to set up WLC, how to configure WLC using GUI configuration panel, and how to set up access point, and how to set up security appliances like Meraki devices with Meraki server. So we are going to discuss, or we are going to configure these all things step by step. Okay, don't miss any part of this video. And if you are new here, please subscribe this channel and you will get more notification regarding Cisco and servers and other courses based lab. Okay, so here we are going to configure the lab from scratch. First of all, I'm going to explain this lab step by step. Okay, so let me explain that what is the purpose of this lab and how to set up this. Okay, so here you can see this is my router and this is my like organization router, and I'm going to configure, or I'm going to connect this WLC device with this router, and I'm going to configure the WLC as per the demand or network configuration. Okay, and this is my admin PC which manage the Meraki server, which manage the other appliances, which manage the WLC. Okay, and which manage the access point and everything. Means with the help of this PC we can access all devices, we can configure all devices, and this is our DHCP server. Okay, you can DHCP server on this device, either you can configure DHCP on your switch. Okay, depends what's your need and requirement. Okay, I'm going to configure the DHCP configuration with the help of this server, and there is a specific pool. Okay, later we will discuss that what is the pool detail and how to configure it on this particular DHCP server. And what about Wi-Fi credential database? So I'm going to use two access point, AP1 and AP2, and according to AP1 and AP2 you can see this is the configuration or credential. So as per AP1, the access point name is AP1 and the SSID name is AP1, and password is 123456789. Okay, and this is for administrator team. For example, there is two team or two department, which is admin team and technical team. So I'm going to set up access point 1 for admin team, and I'm going to set up access point 2 for technical team. Okay, and here you can see access point 2, the technical team access point name is AP2 and the SSID is AP2 and the password is 0123456789. Okay, so we are going to demonstrate this lab in two ways. First of all, I'm going to configure the default group where you will get the roaming profile network access for wireless access point. Okay, means this user can access this device whenever this device is not available. So user can access this device automatically. Okay, this is the first lab according to roaming, and later we will configure the two access group. Okay, one is for admin team and another one is for technical team. So this device access only admin team access point, or this access point means AP1, and this device can access only AP2. Okay, and later we will configure like how to set up different group, how to configure roaming profile, and how to set up GUI, how to configure GUI for this WLC, how to configure IP address DHCP and everything. Okay, and after the WLC configuration, if you want to configure your wireless network using cloud server, okay, using cloud server, so this is the like best lab to demonstrate or to practice. So I'm going to use this Meraki server, okay, or this Meraki appliances to configure. I'm going to connect this Meraki, or I'm going to start the registration with this Meraki, with this Meraki server. This is the cloud or internet level server where you can access this server using internet service. Okay, so I'm going to configure these all things step by step. So these are the LAN environment devices, and I'm going to configure one more SSID or Wi-Fi network for this laptop. For example, this user want to access the Wi-Fi network with the help of security or the Meraki appliances. Okay, or the security appliances. So the purpose of this lab to configure the complete wireless network using Meraki server, Meraki Cloud, or WLC, and multiple sub access points. Okay, so we are going to start from the scratch. Okay, first of all I'm going to configure the access point. Okay, so first of all you need to turn on these access point. So you can just click on access point and select cable and just turn on. You can see device is turned on. Now you can just go to the configuration mode and you can just rename. I'm going to use AP1, means this is the display name, basically the device name. Access point 1 means AP1. Okay, and you can configure same thing. You can just turn on the second access point, which is AP2, and you can rename as per the need and requirement. Okay, so the configuration done according to access point. Now I am going to configure the DHCP server. Okay, so the DHCP server means I'm going to configure the IP address for this device, which is 10.0.0.5. You can configure any IP address. So already I have done this particular configuration on this server, which is 10.0.0.5, and this is the subnet mask, and this is the default gateway, and this is the DNS server. For example, this is my DNS server, and I'm going to use this server as a DNS server, as a DNS service for this network. Okay, and then done. Now go to the services panel and configure DHCP. Okay, so there is you can see this is the DHCP configuration panel, and with the help of this DHCP you can just turn on it and configure a pool. You can type any pool name. So the according to my lab, this is the pool name, which is server pool, and gateway is 10.0.0.1 because I am going to configure 10.0.0.1 on this particular router. You can see this is the IP address for this router, and the DNS server is 10.0.0.5, and I am going to start the pool range from 10.0.0.50 to 20 client. Okay, 50 to maybe 70. Okay, so maximum number of users like 20, means this particular server or DHCP server provide 20 users clients. Okay, as per request. And what about TFTP server? So for example, this is my TFTP server, so I'm going to use 10.0.0.5 as a TFTP server, and this is WLC because this is the IP which I am going to configure for this WLC device. Okay, so the configuration of DHCP has done. Now you can save the configuration, and now go to the WLC device. This is my WLC device. Okay, and first of all you can see this is my admin computer, and I'm going to configure the static IP address for this admin machine. So you can see this is the IP address for this admin computer, which is 10.0.0.2. this is the mask, and this is the default gateway, and this is the DNS. Okay, so you need to configure the proper IP addressing and interfaces, then you will be able to configure the proper lab. Okay, then the configuration of this device has done. Now go to the WLC device and just rename the WLC device. So according to my lab, I'm going to rename the WLC only. Okay, you can type any name, and this is the management IP, and you can see the management IP means this WLC device IP address is 10.0.0.10, and the subnet mask is 255.0.0.0, and then default gateway, and then DNS server. So the DNS server is 10.0.0.5. okay, this is the simple thing. I'm going to configure a username which is admin for this WLC device, because we are going to access this WLC device using GUI panel. Okay, or GUI dashboard. So the username is admin and the password is admin@123. You can configure according to your need. Okay, and as per your choice, what is username, what is password for this WLC device, but there is default username and password. Okay, so leave it, and after the IP configuration you can configure router IP address. Okay, so I'm going to configure the IP address for this router. So you can just open router configuration, and just rename your router. If you want to change the host name, you can. So I'm going to change the host name as a R1. Okay, you can see the configuration has done. Now go to the configuration of interface, which is FA0/0. This is the FA0/0, and you can just turn it on. You can see the port has turned on. Now you can apply the IP address according to need. So it is 10.0.0.1 and then subnet mask. So all configuration for this router has done according to the this scenario or like environment. Okay, now this is the last thing, like I'm going to configure the WLC. I'm going to access this WLC device using GUI access or GUI web portal. So you can just open the configuration or terminal of this admin computer, and you can open you can just ping your router. You can just ping your router, which is 10.0.0.1. so you can see there is a specific reply. You will get reply from the router, and you can just access or you can just ping your WLC device for communication, sorry, for connection confirmation. So yes, there is proper connection with WLC with router. Now you can open web browser, and you can access this WLC device using http://10.0.0.10, and just click on go option. So you can see there is a reset. So one more thing, let me choose. So it will ask for server reset connection, but don't worry, this is for second time. Okay, but whenever you have access, you want to access first time for this WLC device, so you can just uh, access using http 10.0.0.10. so leave it, you can just type https and then 10.0.0.10, and yes, you will access this device properly. Okay, so you can wait for few seconds. Okay, so you can wait for few seconds, and whenever you have reply with WLC, you will get access. Okay, so now my admin PC properly connected with WLC. Now I'm going to try with the web access. Okay, so let me open, and then http ://10.0.0.10, enter, and wait for few seconds. It will take time, right? So you can wait for few seconds, and you can see this is the first configuration box where you can create username, create password for this WLC device. So this is the database for credential for this WLC device. So I'm going to use admin, and password is admin@123 caps में A, and then admin@123 caps A, and then start. Now you can see it will ask for system name. Okay, so you can type any name. So I'm going to configure like WLC 1. Okay, and these are the country details, date and time details, time zone, and NTP server. It's an optional like configuration, and this is the important configuration. So I'm going to configure management IP address, which is 10.0.0.10, and this is for WLC device. So subnet mask is 255.0.0.0, and default gateway is 10.0.0.1, and there is no need to configure any management VLAN and all, right? And you can just click on next, and you can type any network name. So I'm going to configure the network. So WLC Wi-Fi 1. Okay, WLC Wi-Fi 1, and then passphrase is 123456789 So you can type any name, okay, or any password. So 123456789 and then passphrase, confirm passphrase, and then next, and then next, and then save the all configuration. Now you can see it is saving the configuration, but it will take long time. So you need to do one more thing. You can just stop this connection, okay, and you can just go with HTTPS after configuration of WLC, okay, and then click on go button, and yes, you can wait for few seconds and you will get another panel like this, okay. Now you can click on login button and you can use newly created password, which is username and password, which is admin and admin@123. Now you have successfully logged in with or on WLC, okay. Now you can see this is the single dashboard or single panel where you can manage complete access point or multiples of access point with the help of this single dashboard, okay. Means this is the centralized management service by WLC. Means this WLC can manage hundreds of access point at a time with the help of central or with the help of single WLC, okay. And WLC runs a protocol which is CAP-WAP, and CAP-WAP basically discover the all access points automatically. And you can see this is the wireless setting, and you can see there is AP1, AP2, okay. And what is the IP address of AP1 and AP2? You can see AP1 IP address is 10.00.50 and 10.00.51, okay. How this IP applied for these devices, you can see, because I'm going to I already configured the DHCP setting for these devices, okay. You can see DHCP and DHCP. If you want a static IP address, so you can, but in wireless network most of cases we can configure we used DHCP configuration for IP address, okay. So this is the WLC1 or AP1, and the IP address is 10.0.0.50, and this is the AP2 and the IP address is 10.0.0.51. Now you can reply or you can check reply with admin PC, okay. So you will get a successful reply, no worry, okay. And you can see this is WLAN, and I'm going to configure the WLAN, okay. So according to WLAN, you can see this is my WLAN detail, and my system name is WLAN SSID, which is WLC Wi-Fi 1, and the IP address is 1234, sorry, the password is 1234567890 for this SSID, okay. So this is the default created WLANs, okay. So let me configure the manual WLANs or manual WLAN configuration, okay. According to my case, you can see there is two access point. One is AP1, second one is AP2. I'm going to configure according to the AP details, okay. So click on WLAN and click on go to create new and go, and then you can configure display name or profile name, which is AP1 for access point 1, and the SSID I'm going to use same SSID, AP1 SSID, okay. And then click on apply button, okay. And you can configure password for this access point 1, okay. So I'm going to configure the password for this AP1, which is 1234567890, right. So I'm going to configure the password, and one more thing you need to enable, okay, enabled it, okay. Otherwise you have no like your particular WLC cannot discover this or cannot enable this setting, okay. So you can just click on security setting, and you can use specific security protocol for WLC, so for Wi-Fi network, and you can enable WPA2 policy, and you can enable PSK for passphrase. So I'm going to use 1234567890, okay. And after these configuration, you can just click on apply, okay. Click on apply. This is for AP1, and same way I'm going to configure the AP2, okay. I'm going to enter the all numbers of APs or access points entry, okay. So click on apply button and then okay. and you can wait for few seconds. Okay, now you can click on WLAN, and then this is the second entry, and I'm going to configure one more access point detail, which is AP2, and SSID means AP2 SSID. Okay, and apply, and you need to enable the AP and then use security option, and then use WPA2 password algorithm, and then WPA2 policy, and then PSK, and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and click on apply button. So this is the password, credential, and SSID for AP2 according to given database. Okay, now you can see the configuration has done for AP1 and AP2. If you have another AP or access point, so you can enter same way. Okay, you can enter with the help of WLAN setting. Okay, and after this configuration you need to go with AD group. So this is the final step to configure the WLC and access point. Okay, so here you can see this is the default group, and according to default group you cannot modify or delete this group. Okay, and you can see according to default group there is all access point. Okay, means default group access or have all access point. Okay, so now you can see these are the SSID details for access points. Okay, now you can see AP1 SSID, AP2 SSID, and these all access points work in single group. So this way you can configure roaming connection for these all devices. Okay, so let me configure this device. Like I'm going to configure the smartphone, and I'm going to configure AP1 with password, and just turn on, and you can wait for few seconds, and we need to modify the access point, which is APSSID. Okay, so how we can verify the SSID? Let me show. You can just put your mouse pointer over here, and you can see the AP1 SSID and AP2 SSID. Now you can see your device successfully connected with access point 1. Okay, so I'm going to connect this device as well. So the access point name is AP2, for example AP2 SSID. Okay, and then just turn on, and you can wait for a few seconds. Now you can see the device will connect AP1 automatically. Okay, whenever this is the roaming, basically if the user change the department, and this user move from one department to another department, so there is no problem, seamlessly automatically particular device can connect with this device. Okay, and one more thing, you can see this is the another credential, means this is the AP2 credential. Okay, and AP1 credential is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But whenever your WLC put these access points in a single group, so easily you can move from one access point to another access point your connection. Okay, so what happened if this access point goes down? So let me show. If this access point goes down, these devices automatically connect with this device. Okay, so this is the main benefit of WLC. But if you want to connect, if you want to configure these access point with a different group, like you want that the particular user belongs from administrator department, so particular device can access only AP1. So what is the process to configure this setting? So you can just open the WLC configuration, and you can open AP groups, and you need to create two groups. For first one is first group is for AP1, and second one is for AP2. Okay, so I'm going to click on add group, and I'm going to configure the group name AP1 group. Okay, and description is for example I'm going to configure AP1 group, and this is for admin team. Okay, admin team, and then add. Simple, you can type anything, and just click on another add another group. So I'm going to use AP2 group. Okay, and this is for technical team, or what is the second department, which is technical team. Okay, so I'm going to use this for tech team. Okay, and then click on add button. Now it is important to go with AP1, and here you can see I'm going to configure the access point over here. Okay, so first of all I'm going to configure the AP, and this is for AP1. So I'm going to add AP1. Okay, with the help of you can just click on this setting, checkbox AP1, and then click on add button to add this AP for AP1 only. Okay, you can create two group, AP1 and AP2, and as per the department you can configure or you can provide access for APs. Okay, so after adding AP, you can click on WLAN and you can click on add new, and you can click on AP SSID for this access point, means AP SSID for AP1 for this department. Okay, so here you can see the configuration has done. Now you can click on add button and wait for few seconds. So you can see, okay, after configuration you can see you can perform same thing for a second group. Okay, I think all configuration has done, and you can see AP1 access have admin group. Okay, now I'm going to configure second group, which is AP2 group. Okay, and I'm going to add AP2 for AP2 group. Click on add button and then OK. You can wait for few seconds. Okay, now you can see WLAN and then add, and then AP2 SSID and then add. Okay, so after these settings you need to apply the setting. Okay, to apply these all configuration, and you can see the details of WLANs. And another thing, let me check AP1 is applied or not. So let me click on apply button. Okay, so after these configuration you can see both devices have separate access. Okay, now if this device goes down, so it is not possible to connect with this device. Okay, because both access point have single or different group. Okay, if you want to connect both devices, both access point, if you put both access point in a single group, so devices can, or the access or end devices can use roaming connection. Okay, so you can see, you can just put your mouse over here and you can see there is I think device is not active. Yes, now it is active, and you can see after some times you can see the device AP name is AP1. Below you can see AP1 AP SSID1, and after some time this device get access with this AP. Okay, so you can plan these configuration from WLC. Okay, so you can see I'm going to access WLC again, and https://10.00.10, enter, and login admin, and then credential for this device or for admin, and you can see the status and everything. So you can check everything, you can control everything with the help of this WLC. Here you can see this is AP1 SSID. You can monitor each and everything. This is for wireless security. Okay, you can check wireless security for access point 1, wireless security for access point 2. You can just click on this device, but on Cisco packet tracer it is not possible to manage the wireless level security and all, right? And yes, this is the configuration for APs. Now I'm going to configure the Meraki server. Okay, so let's start the configuration from the endpoint devices. Okay, so this is my PC and I'm going to configure, and by default the IP address for this appliance is 192.168.0.1. okay, the IP address for Meraki is 192.168.0.1. Okay, this is the LAN IP. LAN IP means private IP for this security or Meraki appliance. Okay, so according to this LAN, this Meraki provide DHCP IP address automatically. So you can open client and open IP configuration, and you can click on DHCP to get or to obtain the IP address from this Meraki device. Okay, so you can see the IP address is 192.168.0.2. Okay, and the default gateway is 0.1. So you can do same thing for second device or second endpoint, and I think there is no need to configure any other things. Okay, and this is the serial number, and by default this serial number is username for this Meraki device. Okay, sorry, this yes, this Meraki device. So this is the username basically. Okay, so next thing I'm going to configure, I'm going to access this Meraki using this PC. Okay, so how to access this Meraki device? So you can just open browser. Okay, you can just open browser and type http://192.168.0.1 to access the Meraki device. Okay, so you need to apply the serial number as a username. Okay, so this is the serial number, and I'm going to use the serial number as a username, and there is no need to apply any password. Leave it blank and click on OK and wait for few seconds. Okay, now you can see this is the simple configuration of access point, sorry, security appliances. Okay, or Meraki device. And this is the client IP address, which is 192.168.0.3, the IP address for this PC1, and this is the MAC address for this PC. And you can see there are some instructions about your Meraki security appliances. Okay, now you can see there is no network name, and this is the MAC address for this device. So already I noted on over here. Okay, you can see this is the MAC address, because while registration with the Meraki server, the hardware address is required. Okay, now next thing, you can click on configuration or configure panel, and you can see there is DHCP, DHCP level configuration. Means whenever there is you can see one more thing, you can see this is the internet one, means G1. Okay, whenever I turn off it, you can see turn off, right? So turn it on, and you can see the details for internet one is the details for internet one is, or I'm going to assign the IP address for this Ethernet as a DHCP or from the DHCP. Okay, and after this configuration, click on save button. And if you want to enable or disable any interface for these security appliances, you can click on Ethernet to check the details related Ethernet, like Ethernet is enabled or disabled. Okay, so you can see the by default all interfaces are enabled. Okay, now you can see, you can just move your pointer for this device, and you can see the IP address of this device is 192.168.0.1, and I assigned DHCP IP, or I like request DHCP IP address for this interface. Okay, but there is no DHCP server. Due to lack of DHCP server, there is no IP address for this internet one connection or internet one interface. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to assign the IP address and other details for this router. So you can start configuration using configuration box. So I'm going to assign the IP address for this interface, which is FA1/0, FA1/0, and let me turn it on, and the IP address is 192.168.100.1. this is the IP address. Okay, and then subnet mask, turn it on, and then the IP address for F0/1, let me turn it on, and then IP address is 172.168.0.1. there is no need to make any routing, to configure any routing, because all interfaces are connected with the single router. So it create direct routing, or means by default routing is enabled with single router, okay, on single router with multiple interfaces. So no need to configure any routing protocol for different network, because all interfaces have same router. Okay, now next thing I'm going to configure, or I'm going to open CLI mode, and I'm going to configure DHCP for this router. Okay, so let me configure DHCP. Let me exit from the configuration, and IP DHCP pool, and this is for net enter, and then network. I'm going to assign a network like 100.0.255.255.255.0, and then default router is 192.168.100.1. 100.1. I'm going to assign DNS server as a 10.0. Or for example, in my case, the DNS server is 172.168.0.2. Okay, enter. This is my DNS server and server. Okay, and after this configuration, wait for few seconds, and whenever you move your mouse pointer over here, you can see the internet one, means you can see in details. Okay, from top of details you can see internet one is up, and the IP address is 192.168.100.2, which is given by R1, our router DHCP server. Okay, now you can ping your device with other devices. Okay, so let me configure the IP address for Meraki server. So this is the default gateway, this is the DNS server IP, and this is the setting details. And on fast ethernet we need to apply the IP address for this Meraki server. Okay, this is the internet level server. So basically you can access this server with the help of internet, like www.meraki.cisco.com, where you will get login details. Okay, but right now I'm going to log in this server with the help of any devices. Okay, so you can open your admin PC, you can just ping all other devices. So let me ping with ping 172.168.0.2. what will happen? Let me show. I think there is no reply. So why? Let me show. On router you can see there is FA0/0. So on FA0/0 it is important to configure the IP address. Okay, and after some time you can see there is reply. Okay, so you can see 172.168.0.2 reply the message. Okay, and another thing, you can check the Meraki server with the help of this PC. You can check the connection with Meraki server, which is 172.168.0.2. Yes, there is reply, and yes, all network devices are connected with each other. Now you can start registration of your security appliances with Meraki server. Okay, so what is the process? Let me access this Meraki server. So I'm going to access the Meraki server with the help of this laptop. This is the second admin PC, or you can access from this device. Okay, no worry. So I'm going to access. You can just remove this device. This is, I think this is the extra device over the network. You can go with you can configure the all thing with the help of this admin PC. Okay, but right now let me access like https://172.168.0.2, and you can wait for few seconds. A request timeout. So first of all, let me check reply. Okay, ping space 172.168.0.2. Okay, let me check IP address for this device. So this is the problem. So there is no IP address. Okay, so you can assign manual IP address, or you can use DHCP IP. Okay, because we have enabled the DHCP on this router, and you can see 100.3 and all other details. Okay, now you can check reply with Meraki server. now you have access. Okay, now you can click on browser and go to the browser and type https://172.168.0.2 and enter. Wait for a few seconds. Now you can see there is this is the Meraki Cloud server interface. Okay, now you can register your detail. Okay, so first of all we need to create an account, so I'm going to create an account. Okay, and the email address is ciscolive@cisco.com. For example, this is my email and the full name is this one, and then password is admin123 and the password is admin123 and the company is Cisco Live. Okay, and these all leave it blank. Okay, leave it as it is. Okay, so create account, and yes, after some times there is another like setting which says like please click here to go to your organization. So you can just click on this setting. Okay, and wait for a few seconds. Remember one thing, whenever you have Meraki configuration with the Cisco packet tracer, it will take long time for every steps. Okay, so we need to wait for few seconds. Okay, after every click. Okay, now you can see this is the simple things. Now I'm going to register my device. First of all, I'm going to create a network. Okay, so you can click on create a network, either you can click on next to create a network. So there is both option will help you to create a network. So first of all, I'm going to create a network for my security appliances. So click on next button. It will take time, right? So we need to wait. And this is the network name. So I'm going to assign Cisco Live Meraki network, Meraki Meraki net 1. Okay, and then click on create a network, and you can see it will take time, right? And you can see this is Cisco Live Meraki net 1. Okay, now you can view your network over here. Okay, you can click on view all network. You can create multiples of network. Okay, means if you have multiples of security appliances, so you can create. Okay, now you can see this is the default configuration, but I'll show how to register this device. Okay, so for example, okay, no worry, let me show that how it work. Previously I have done this lab, that's why there is detail, but whenever you configure the things, so you will see that there is no any details about your Meraki device. Okay, this is happened after registration, but let me show how to register it. Okay, so let me open, let me select my Cisco Live Meraki net 1, Cisco Live Meraki net 1. Okay, now you can see let me open, let me click on create a network. Okay, now you can see this is my selected network and I'm going to register the security appliances. Okay, so enter the individual device serial number. So I'm going to copy this serial number and assign the serial number over here, and this is model number and the MAC address. This is the MAC address, so I'm going to copy this MAC address and let me add over here. Now you can see enter the network the device belongs to, the network is Cisco Live Meraki network 1. Okay, now enter and then add device. It will take few seconds. Okay, now done. Now you can see, you can click on view all network to check the all details. Okay, yes, you can see same details. Okay, so after the configuration and all, now you can configure SSID and everything with the help of cloud network. Okay, now no need to go on this security appliances. If you want to enable the SSID and password for this Meraki or security appliances, so you can configure with the help of cloud network. Okay, so how to configure the things, and I want to allow the SSID and password for this user to access the device or to access the network wirelessly. Okay, so how it is possible? So go to the let me show some other details. Okay, on network setting, network wide, you can click on general setting to check network wide settings or status. Let me show every steps one by one. Okay, all configuration one by one. So network wide configuration, if you want to allow some users to access your device, to log in your device, so you need to go with these details. Okay, for example, I want to create one more user for like local admin, and I want to assign a user email ID which is email uh, email or username cisco @ cisco.com, and the password is admin123 and create user. You will see one more user available in the database. Okay, it will take time. Yes, it's done. You can see local admin and the login username, and the user is active now, and the privilege is full. Okay, now there is no need to modify other things. Okay, so go to the security appliances and you can check appliances status. Like if you want to check that what about your security appliances status, so you can I'm checking these all settings with the help of this server. Okay, so let me show what details we have on appliance status. It is accessing, actually it will take little times. Okay, now you can see these are the appliance status. Okay, internet 1, internet 2, and there is 2 PoE devices. So we can configure these all things, or we can configure these details with the help of this Meraki server for this security appliances. Okay, now you can see the summary details, uplink details, DHCP details. Okay, and one more thing, you can see addressing and VLAN. So by default the address of this device is 192.168.0.1, but you can check this detail, but you cannot configure or modify this IP or a private IP or LAN IP for these security appliances with the help of this software which is Cisco Packet Tracer. Okay, so it is not possible. You can just check the details. So you can see these are the details, and network address translation is active right now. And one more thing, let me show, like in security appliances, what about wireless setting? So let me enable a wireless setting. Okay, so by default it is disabled, so you can just enable it and provide the SSID name. So this is my Meraki Wi-Fi 1. Okay, and then the security, it is important to configure the security, so I'm going to use WPA2PSK, and then pass key is 123456789 okay, and then if you want to disable the SSID, so you can hide the SSID for security purpose, but I think there is no need to hide the SSID. You can just click on save changes, Okay, now you can configure the multiples of access point on different locations using internet connection. Okay, for example, your office is first access point or security appliance is available in Delhi location, second one is available in Hyderabad, third one is available in USA, and fourth one available in Canada. So you can configure, you can register these all security appliances with the help of this Meraki server, and from the central dashboard you can configure every security appliances. Okay, no need to visit on the specific location. Okay, means from the single dashboard, okay, with the help of cloud service you can manage every security appliances. Okay, so let me show the configuration has done. Now go to the user and you can allow the user and you can tell the user now user have access. Okay, so you can see how to connect or how to use simple, you can access your Wi-Fi. Okay, let me show. You can wait for few seconds. There is Meraki Wi-Fi 1 as per the configuration detail. Okay, now you can click on connect button and then password, which is 12345678990, and then click on connect button. Now yes, the configuration has successfully done. Okay, so this is the way to configure the Meraki Cloud and security appliances, multiple access point, WLC, and all other things. Okay, so you can just take a screenshot for this lab and you can demonstrate step by step and practice. Okay, so you can just subscribe this channel to get more videos related on Cisco security, cyber security, ethical hacking, servers, or different subjects related videos. Okay, so see you in the next session. Thank you so much. Have a good day.